Morning everybody, how are you doing? Well, it's another cracking day here. It's just gone 7 in the morning and blue skies and very little wind at all, which is lovely. And it's really been a very strange April because in some ways similar to last April, as in blue skies and sun, but the temperature's really not got very high here at all. It's been the frostiest April for 60 years with one day of rain. So the garden actually is doing really well, but some of the things that we've tried to grow from seed and in the greenhouse they're getting there, but getting there slowly, much more slowly than last year. Whereas the things that are behind glass in the house or near a radiator have done a lot better. So that's quite nice. So today we'll wander around the garden and show you a new part that we dug over last week, which is looking really good. I think we've got our ferns. Show some winter peas, which seem to have come alive, and we'll do a little bit of measuring as well to show you the things that are doing well, how they're doing, and the things that aren't doing so well, where they are compared to last year. Other than that, I think I'll leave it for now, and I'll come back and see you at the end. So the greenhouse is looking good, as in there's growth in nearly every pot, and if I scan around, you can see that we've got true leaves going through and some nice growth. But these are really quite a bit down on last year. And you can see at the bottom here we've got some just pushing through these little pots at the bottom. And honestly, last year they were probably 2 or 3 times that height. So it's just been very cold and hard to get things to grow. But things will improve slowly but surely. Now this is our new area. So if you remember, that green thing at the top there used to be here, and we took that away and we dug it over, and we've decided, because it's in pretty much full shade, that we're going to have this as a fern area. So we transplanted some of the japonicas from the top, and they seem to have survived quite nicely, and the begonia. We moved the box down as well to provide a sort of dividing line between that and the quince, and now we've got a variety of ferns that we popped in, and hopefully they'll start to grow and really enjoy this space. And this one here I want to focus on, because this one here is one I bought a year ago, and it looked like that all over. It was very brown. But I'd read that ferns do that, and if you care for them, there's a good chance they'll come back good as new. And you can see here how healthy this looks, and in here you can see there's more fern to come. It's going to unfurl shortly. But it's a lovely little spot, and we're looking forward to that being our sort of forest woodland space. So wandering up this side, tulips are still going strong, but we're about, I think, to see the end of them soon. But they've done really well, and they've one of the things that have actually benefited from the weather, I think, not being burnt or scalded. Poppies are starting to build out, and we're going to get, I think, a lot of colour in this corner, which is going to be really nice. The sweet pea going up and up, which is healthy, onto the third bit of string, and I'm really confident this year we're going to have a really good sweet pea show. They're moving along. The oxeye daisies look really nice, and this time of the morning as well, they're just opening up, ready for the sun. And then we spring along. A few bluebells, which is nice to see, a bit later than usual, but they're here, which is really nice to see, yeah. And then moving along, we've got a rose we got from our neighbour. We took we potted that on ourselves and put it in the ground. It seems to be doing quite well. We'll follow that one as we go through. Cherry, flowering beautifully now. Really lovely little white flowers. So we're hopeful we're going to get some fruit this year. We didn't get anything last year, but I think we're going to get some this year. And then below that, the strawberries are also flowering. You can see the height of them this year. They really are standing up proud, and again, I'm hopeful we're going to get a really good crop out of these. But up here is the thing I'm most excited by, which is we've got some winter peas. And you can see here, there's a little pod there. So leave us a little bit longer, but we'll have those hopefully to eat next week. And these have literally been left alone all winter. We've only just staked them now, and they've been left in some of the worst soil and the worst boxes and the worst beds we've got. They're doing really well. as are the rocket that went to seed. It's still looking really pretty from the back of the garden, from the front of the garden to the back, but they'll be dug out soon. And the broad beans flowering still, and we should be getting some pods coming in the next, I think, for the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll start seeing the first signs of pods. And finally, on the table here, I've got a few pots we brought out to show you how things are doing, how things are progressing. So at the back here is the Pacino tomato, so my pride and joy. You can see now this one's been in the house, and we're getting near to the top of the ruler, which is a great sign. And I've even started to see the sort of stems coming in between that you need to pull out, which shows it's really growing well. Cucumber behind, plenty of flowers. The height of the cucumber is a little bit false really, given that they go wide, but yeah, you can see here the number of flowers. It's really, really healthy. Marigold here, starting to produce its first flower. It's about 70 millimeters, sorry. And a cosmos, all its little shape and structure. You know that I like that plant the best. This is one of the chilies, which again is getting a great structure, really, really healthy. And at some point, I need to pop this on, and looking at the bottom, you can see a few roots starting to come through, but I'm loath to at the moment because of the weather. I'm happy to leave them in the pots, and they seem to be doing well and not complaining. Here, we've got our impatient that I showed you last time. So these, the parrot plant, or the Congo cockatoo, you can see here how pretty they are, the green, the yellow and the red, and really enjoying the conditions we've got to grow it in. And finally, we took a few cuttings, and I'll do some, for people who didn't look last year, how to take a cutting experiments, but this is a bit of mint to pull it out, and all you do is cut it above a leaf node, take some leaves off and shove it in some water, and you can see here these roots will mean that we're going to get a really good mint plant when we part that out. And the same goes, hopefully, for the basil. Yeah, really good root system in there. So it's time almost to plant these out into pots. And that's that's our measurement for this week. Okay, so I showed you outside some of the cuttings that we've taken from the basil and the mint. So I'll show you quickly how to do it here. So here's this one here, a really healthy stem of basil. My hand isn't in the way. I'm going to use my snips, so you can use a knife, but snips to take a cutting just below a leaf node. So just about, let's go here. And the next thing I'll do then is strip off the leaves, and it's hard to do one-handed, but I'll strip off those leaves and then pop it straight into the water. And then what you end up with in time is that. And the idea is you put that into the soil, you'll get a really, really healthy basil plant. And as you can see, the leaves are really healthy on this being in the water. And you don't actually need soil to grow plants in. All you need is moisture. So put that back in there, and we'll have another basil plant on the go soon. Well, thanks as always for watching. I hope that was nice for you. It's really relaxing this time of day on a Friday, just to get up and do something in the garden. I'm going to put a couple of things on now because I've got a bit of time, and start the day once I've done that. And it's a nice way to get my head in the right place. Next time, in a couple of weeks' time, we may have a brand new look to the garden. We're getting our some raised beds built for us and a seating area in the garden, which is going to be a bit of a shake-up for us. So we may have that next time. It may be the week after. We'll have to see. But a lot to look forward to, and a lot of change, which is difficult for all of us to deal with. But it's an opportunity there once that change is in place to do something new and different and a bit exciting, and I'm looking forward to that. So you have a good weekend, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye for now.